Welcome to Sideline Vibes, the Minnesota sports show changing the narrative of Minnesota sports fandom. I'm your host, Derek Long. Today we are doing a very fun NBA playoff draft with friend of the program of the year in 2025,
Yes.
the Noah Kitzmann. Noah, how are you doing tonight?
Thanks for having me on, Derek. You're right. I think, is this the first time I've been on since I was? I think so.
I think so. The last one you were on was the Revibration, so maybe that might have been before. Yeah, you've been on once before since the award.
Yeah, this is my third appearance.
Yeah, third.
I don't remember.
You're the all-time leader. I think.
My first time. Regardless, an episode with as friend of the year. So
yeah,
glad to be back. Excited to talk about some NBA playoffs. A fun time.
Absolutely. This is my favorite time of the sports year. We have the March equinox, I like to call it, and then from that point on, it just picks up even more. When it gets into April, we have NBA, NHL playoffs, the Masters, if you're into that. I'm not even into golf, watching golf. I will like tuning into the Masters just to see the last day. And then you have all the sports are playing pretty much at the same time, or the Lynx are about to start up, or the Vikings are drafting. It's just chaos in April and into May here. But let's dive in. Just quick overview of like NBA playoff stage setting, I guess you could say. What are your thoughts of this playoffs just as a whole, like, landscape?
I mean, a lot of big injuries.
Yeah.
You know, got Luka out, got some, but I think
Did you enjoy
it
this
feels
NBA
a little
season?
top heavy in the West.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for some upsets. Like I was just thinking earlier, like if I get 2 or 3 7-game series in the first round, I'll be happy. But it looks, the play-in tournament is fun, but it's like it kind of more, except for that one year the Heat made a run after that. More often it's just setting up for, at least in the West, setting up for a sweep. It looks like this year, big gap between the Spurs and the OKC, and then whoever's going to make it out between Golden State and Phoenix. But yeah, I don't know. You have an iconic series with the Wolves and Denver. That's really all I care too much about. There's some other take. I hope LeBron and KD have a good series. That's probably the other thing I'm most excited about. I mean, you got two of the greatest scorers, 2 of the greatest players of all time. Still playing pretty good, going at it. Hopefully for a long series. So hopefully the Lakers. The Lakers. I just hope the Lakers look decent against Houston. I don't really care too much who wins that series. Either one would be kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. That's not who I'm worried about in the West. So
no. As a whole, the playoff landscape, I really enjoy these first round matchups, and it's gonna be really fun in the conference semifinals, which I kind of want to start calling it the Elite Eight. Can we just steal that from college basketball? Can we start calling it the Elite Eight, the NBA Elite Eight? I don't know. It just sounds better than second round. I hate like saying it like that. Like first round should be like the Sweet 16. Should we just steal it, or is that like kind of coveted ground? Maybe we should call it something else.
Yeah.
Final 8.
I feel like
no
a stranglehold on that.
No. What about
I got that.
Elite, something like Elite 8, Epic 8. Could we call it the Epic 8?
I like that better.
Okay.
The Epic 8.
The Epic 8, and then we have like the Fantastic
I don't
4.
think we need a name for the first round because a lot of those series are not very good.
We'll call it the opening round.
If you get a few good series, I think this first round will have enough series to keep my attention. But the first round only produces a few good series.
Yeah, I think
typically.
What were your thoughts on like the NBA season as a whole? There's been a lot of talk about just like how it's structured and whatnot, and I feel like that's gonna be the big thing this offseason that they're gonna be focusing on in the league offices, hopefully. But what are your thoughts?
Shortening the season.
Yeah, like what are your thoughts on like the whole landscape of it? No, I'm sure people are just so sick of this conversation, but
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they make a lot of points, and that's kind of seems what the players want. And like, I love the NBA. I love watching a lot of games. It's fun
Yeah.
having like 3 games on a week to watch. But like, the truth is, like, there's so many games, and where you end up in the playoffs is kind of as long if you're gonna make the playoffs. Like, I don't think the players are terribly concerned about the difference between a 3 and a 6 seed. It's like one more game at home, maybe.
Yeah.
So. Like I think they all give it a go, but over the course of a long season, like there's a lot of games where it's like a lot of guys where it's like, oh, his back hurts a little, he's not going to play, and it's like it's probably for the better for the long run. So
Yeah.
if you want if there was like 62 games, it'd probably be like a higher quality. Those 62 games would probably be pretty good games as opposed to an 82 game season. But I don't think they're. I mean, they make that's so much money lost. Like, think if they just cut 10 games on.
That's a
I don't
lot.
really care about that much, but like the guys that own the teams do,
Yeah.
so it doesn't like.
Well, then also
I don't think they're going to.
Then also the players will get paid less too. So like I care about the players getting paid. I'm always team player getting paid.
That's a good point.
And so they get paid less.
You think the players have factored that in?
Yeah. They're not going to shorten the season, guys. Just stop talking about it.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Maybe they should. Like, it probably would make for a better product come playoff time. You probably would have less injuries.
I have 2 things that I think would just work perfectly for this. I have 3 things that would work perfectly. I think they should just start the season like a couple weeks or almost a month earlier, and just make it so there's only maximum of 2 games per week. That way, like kind of like soccer professional. If you watch like professional soccer, they have like 1 game a week or 2 games a week, but they play a ton of games. Their season's like a little bit longer. That might be tough because it's like, man, we have no off season. But if you think about it, if you don't make the playoffs, you have several months of not going into the thing. But if they spaced it out a little bit more, I feel like that allows your bodies to kind of recover. You have less of those injuries, less guys willing to like kind of sit out. Also, part 2. I also don't think the sitting out part's that big of a deal. I kind of I've zagged the other way.
Really.
I've zagged the other way. Like, it's a good opportunity. You can make the most out of anything. It's a good opportunity for guys to like that you don't get to see play, which is fun. Like younger guys in your team, and to the sacrifice of like, you might go to a game. You're like, man, I want to watch the stars play. But like, I feel like when you get to the end of the NFL season, no one ever complains about the end of the NFL season, and it is brutal to watch. But people just go, there's 1 game a week. So I'm going to watch it and tune in, even though it's like Phillip Rivers is starting quarterback for you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of a fun story. That could that happens in the NBA, and people just go, oh man, they just complain about it. I don't know. It just seems like a complaint fest.
Yeah. I mean, if you buy the ticket a month in advance and you're like the star player doesn't play, like that is a major bummer if he's like sitting for rest.
It happens in NFL though, and people never complain about it.
Yeah,
it's quarterbacks go out like it happens in every sport.
I don't know. I kind of see both sides of it.
I do too.
At the same time, like at the end of the day, you want your like. At the end of the day, if you have like it depends on what your team is. Like the Wolves are a championship competitive team, so it's like as a fan, and I don't go to a ton of games either. But like as a fan, like what I mostly want is just a healthy team in the playoffs,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You can win well. But if my team like sucked and we had like 1 star player and I was trying to watch the game and he wasn't playing, it would take a lot. What am I watching?
Sure.
Like back when we had Kevin Love, and Kevin Love's not playing. It's like, what am I watching?
I love. I've gone to a lot of games where like Ant maybe hasn't played. It's not like he's missed a bunch, but like there's been guys who haven't played.
Have a really deep team,
or like the other team. Like I went to a Pacers game earlier in the year, and they were playing nobody. I think they actually only played like 7 guys against us, and it was like. It was okay. It was fun. Like you still have fun because like, man, that guy's still in the league, or you're like, you just see the random names of guys and or like some guy that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Like have kind of a fun game. It's still like, it's what you make of it. I honestly think the other thing I was going to say, my third point and how you can fix the NBA and any of these leagues that have, well, you don't really need to do it with like MLB because it's like a long season, but they have their drafting thing is a lot different. Get rid of the draft. So teams the players can come in. The reason I say this sounds super dorky. I've gotten rid of every time I've played a thing of 2K. I've gotten rid of the draft. Not that it matters, but like I got rid of it just to see, because I'm always curious. Like if we didn't have a draft, would the best players go to like the best teams all the time, and then like you never get to the bottom? But usually they kind of like balance out the league itself, because they go, okay, I'm Cooper Flag. I want to be competitive, so I can pick my situation, but I also want to make money. And so the top teams probably don't have money to pay for like Cooper Flag, and so it kind of finds yourselves in that like middle area. So it forces teams to be kind of semi-competitive to appeal to new coming players that might want to go on your team. So it's kind of like a good balance. I think it takes away, but like people don't really care about, like, NBA draft is not that big of a deal. Like the NFL draft, people like go crazy over the NFL draft. But like I'm not a huge draft person, so that I know this is like a very controversial thing. But I heard Stan Van Gundy talking about it, and I was like, man,
yeah. I mean, the draft has its flaws for sure. It is kind of weird in some ways, but like, I mean, you have Derek as a Wolves fan, man. Like I don't know, man. I don't think Anthony Edwards is choosing to come here coming out of college.
But what if we paid him a bunch
you know
of money?
what I mean? I like the Utah Jazz. Like, why are you gonna exist if there's no draft? You know?
But you can still get But here's the thing, though.
Decided to play with Utah.
You can get players and develop. You can if you're a team that can't like maybe strike gold with some of those players, which you still could.
Not the good ones.
You still could technically, with like just the fact that like we're paying you the most amount of money that you can get. Like we are maxing you out. Anything you want, you're coming, Anthony Edwards, to our team. We believe in you that much. They're still going to come. Anthony Edwards would have still, like in this situation, ended up on the Timberwolves if the Timberwolves were willing to pay the money to do it. That's a whole different conversation. But like, I don't know. I just feel like the tanking part of it is the biggest problem, and it's because there's a lot of games, but also it's the fact that the only benefit for playing why try to win games when you can get a number one pick in the draft? Like if you get rid of the draft, then you kind of have incentive to like keep playing and keep going, because if you look really bad, they're not going to want to go to the worst team. You know what I mean? You want to be competitive so that you can attract the new coming stars.
Yeah, the free market.
Yeah.
The free market of NBA players. Yeah, no, that's true. I think it would. I don't know. I think for like the average, for most players, like 98% of players, I think it would be fine. But I think the draft is like for superstars is where I think it gets messy, because think about like, I don't know.
Yeah. Or you have a relegation system, which would be really fun. You start a lower league, and then the bottom team goes out, and you still have that draft, and the team that comes up gets the first pick. So you get rewarded for going up into the league, and you also get the number one pick.
Yeah.
And the other teams get like the second pick and whatever, and they don't. But there's a battle at the bottom, a relegation battle. So the bottom four teams get put in like a little playoff, and you have to play. Dude, I'd watch the crap out of that. If that was on like Prime this week while the playing games were going. We have the relegation battle.
So after the season, so the worst teams play for the best.
They play to save their lives. If you lose the first, it's kind of like the opposite of the play-in, where they're playing to get to the playoffs. These guys are playing not if they lose, then they get kicked out of the league. In comes in Seattle, in comes in Las Vegas, and now we're rolling. First and second pick.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then you have this lower league that's like pooling up, and teams are trying to, like, we could buy a team and try to see if we can make it to the NBA. Anyways, this is enough. I'm sure people are like, enough with the talk about how we can fix the NBA. The NBA is fine. I think it's just a lot of complaining. It's a long season. People need to find things to complain about in our society. That's just how it goes.
It's not really that big of a deal to me. No. I mean, not every game's a banger, but it's a long season. There's several bangers.
I just had to get some of those.
All I really care about.
I knew you're the perfect person to talk to about this stuff. These thoughts that I've had in my head all year of listening to all these ideas. Those are my three ideas. That's how the NBA gets fixed. It's fine.
Yeah.
It does great.
You got something there.
It does great.
You got something.
I want to hear people complain about the NFL the same way they complain about the NBA, because it's literally, they do the same. It happens the same every time at the end of the year. It's one game a week. That's the only difference. If we had more games per week, you would be like, man, who is watching?
I mean,
the
if there was
Phillips
16 NBA games, like they'd be pretty intense, all 16 of them. But there's
True,
82,
but there's
so.
some really crappy
You're not
NFL
gonna have
games
82
on at the end of the year.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work.
There's some really crappy NFL games on at the end of the year. Really crappy.
Yeah,
and people just choose.
Everyone's injured, and
yeah,
teams are out of the playoffs by week 8. So yeah, for sure.
And they kind of have tank in there too, but no one wants to talk about it. Anyways, I'm not trying to make this a league versus league thing, but this video is sponsored by Sasquatch Media. Sasquatch Media is the premier video production company in the Midwest for documentary and commercial production. Sasquatch Media is an Emmy award-winning production company. From commercial to branded content and TV series, they specialize in cinema quality production. They handle all aspects of the production process. A couple years ago, Sasquatch produced a hockey documentary titled Dream State. From a national airing on the NHL Network to winning Best Topical Documentary, Best Director, and Best Editor at the 2024 Midwest Emmys, to many film festival appearances across the world, Dream State was warmly welcomed back to the spotlight. A Minnesota Wild production and presented by Tria, Dream State followed the legendary program of the War Road Warriors. A great example of this is their intro for the War Road season. It was shot on the frozen historic War Road River. It was directed, produced, and shot and edited by Sasquatch Media. You want a group that is hardworking and extremely passionate about what they do to share your story with others. Sasquatch Media should be your first option. Check out Sasquatch Media at sasquatch.media. SSQTCH.media. Let's get into the NBA playoff draft. Sorry, I got derailed there. So how this works, we're doing it just like I just did with Ian Stewart with the NHL playoff draft, where we pick four. We're gonna pick 4 teams, and we are taking the points are going to be based on how many wins that they get in the playoffs. So if they win the championship, that means they got 16 wins. You get 16 points. Pretty easy as that. Okay. We know you could pick wherever you want on the board of East, West, whoever you want to pick. You go. The floor is wide open for that. But Noah, since you're the guest, I'm gonna give you the first pick, just because I'm a nice guy.
Okay. All right. This one might seem a little out there, but I'm gonna go for what I think is the easy money. Easy money. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Whoa!
I know. I gotta go. Well, if you know me, you know I gotta ride with my boy James Harden.
Dude.
That's not the main reason why. I do want to see James Harden be good at the play. Actually, James Harden has had a lot of good playoff games. He just has bad ones at the worst moments, like really bad ones.
But he always goes. He seems to goes to Game 7s quite a bit. So this is like kind of a sneaky good pick. If they
that's true.
If they go
People
far,
forget about that. He's in a lot of good playoff games because he propelled his team there. But that's not the case with it. He is really good. He still has some tricks in his bag. Yeah. No, I just think the East is fairly open. The Pistons I thought were frauds all year, but they looked pretty good near the end. But I won't digress too much into it. We'll get into more teams later.
Sure.
I'm going with the Cavs because I don't know. I just want to see. I think they got a solid squad. This is their time. The whole time Donovan's been in Cleveland, he's kind of, I don't know. They looked good all season, and then they looked really underwhelming in the playoffs. And that's kind of what, when teams make it to the finals, it's a lot of times it's after a few years of being underwhelming in the playoffs, and then hopefully Harden's that piece to get them over. Donovan Mitchell, and he can get it done.
Sure,
it's good players over there. And the East, anyone can win the East.
Oh yeah. Anyway. That's where my focus went right away in this draft too, and the fact that he didn't pick the Thunder as number 1, I love that. And you know that I'm not going to pick those. I can't say. I can't say what I want to say about them, but I'm not picking the Thunder. I know it's the logical. guys, you could take them all you want. I'm gonna bait you into it. I'm not taking them. I don't want to have to root for them in this.
I thought
game.
about that, but I know I was thinking about that too. Like I'm picking the teams that are gonna root.
No, I know who you're gonna pick on that west side. That's in the top. So I'm gonna allow it because you're kind of like a low key diehard fan of that team. But that's too early down the line here. I'm gonna go with the Boston Celtics. It's a very fun story. They're kind of like the team of destiny this year. I know this is tough to hear, but like Boston, yeah. They've won a lot of stuff. It's like you don't want. I love this Boston Celtics team. Like they're so fun to watch.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to hate on. Like I don't know. I liked obviously the KG Paul Pierce team, but I've always been kind of a Boston hater.
Me too.
But Joe Mazzulla is such a good coach.
I love Joe.
How they play. And they are kind of hard to. Yeah, they got some scrappers.
They have some scrappers.
And they got our boy. They got
Luka
our boy
Garza?
number 55.
Yeah,
Garza.
Luka Garza. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
They've been fun to watch. They're a fun team to watch, and now that Embiid's out, that might be an easy at least 4. They're gonna get 4 points in the first round. They're gonna win the first round series. That Knicks or Hawks, it'll be interesting, but I kind of wanted to stay away from you on the top side because then hopefully we can make it to the conference finals on that side and make it interesting. But back to you, Noah.
I'm assuming you were talking about the San Antonio Spurs, so that we'll pick the Spurs with my second pick. It'll be very interesting. They do not have a ton of experience in the playoffs, but I mean they're just so deep. And they got champion Harrison Barnes. I guess he's still on the team. Did you know isn't Tyus Jones on the Spurs too?
No, he's on he's actually on the Nuggets.
Oh no, he's on the Nuggets.
Yep.
He's on the Nuggets. I didn't realize he was on the Nuggets. He must not be good. I know I've watched several games for them this year, but that's fun to see. Anyways, they got our dude Jordan McLaughlin.
Oh yeah. My dad and my uncle call him the Unabomber.
Yeah.
It's because he has like the Unabomber beard, where there's like beard and
mustache I know he does.
Hey, there's a Unabomber. It's like, I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah.
I might have to bleep that. Do I have to bleep that?
No. It's not controversial to talk about it anymore.
Sure.
That's a long time ago.
Sure.
Anyways, that's for easy 4 wins. Easy 4 wins.
I don't know, Blazers could be a little scrappy.
You know, maybe us in the they can be. They can be a little. I didn't think they were going to win the play-in game, but they did. No, they did. The Suns are fun.
That could be a sneaky fun, good series. Like that's just a hot take for me. The West is gonna be so like.
They could.
I think the East.
They have a Drew Holiday playoff champion. The playoff experience.
The first round of the West is gonna be super fun, no matter what. Because if you have the Warriors, I don't know what the score is on that game. What did the Warriors?
Yeah, I'll never count that out. They're down by 10, but that doesn't mean anything right now.
Let's say the Warriors.
Really, as long as Steph's on the team, if it's a 12-point game, then
for the sake of
he can get you right back
for sure. For the sake of my take, let's just say the Warriors are playing the Thunder. That's a fun series. Lakers Rockets. You have KD versus LeBron. That's a fun series. We have obviously Nuggets Timberwolves is going to be the best series in the first round, and then we have Spurs and Blazers, which on paper doesn't look that appealing, but it's like Wemby's first playoff series. It's kind of like it'll be interesting. And the Spurs are rocking these like crazy. Did you see their like court? They're doing the old 90s court. And they're giving out shirts, and they did the shirts like the color, like the blue and red, and like they in between each section they switched off colors, so it's gonna be like. You gotta check it out. It's right up your alley, Noah. Yeah, I knew you were gonna pick the Spurs, so I'm also gonna go with what you think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Wolves. I don't know why I picked them first. For some reason I thought you were gonna pick the Nuggets, and so I was gonna wait until you picked the Nuggets, and then you didn't, and so you didn't do it, and it threw me off. So I just went Celtics. Obviously Wolves. I'm just gonna give you a quick shout out to after this video, go and watch the scouting report that I did with Wolf Eye Stats. That's spent a lot of time making that, and so please go check it out. Please go check out Wolf Eye Stats. Just a quick shout out there. I just think the Wolves are going to win this series, and I think in my gut my gut. I have to cheer for them, but also I think they're gonna win.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was thinking about that too because I do think the Wolves can win the series, but I'm also like joking because he's really on one right now, and I don't know, I like that team. Okay, you know what? This is gonna give me a few teams to cheer for, so this will be a console if the Wolves get knocked out, and then I can at least get some points out of the Nuggets. So I'll go with
Oh,
no want them to win,
dude, I baited you into
obviously.
this. Now think about
But
this.
I do think.
But now you got to play the Spurs, so you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a team automatically in the second round. I baited you into that.
You're right. You tricked me, Derek. You tricked me.
I figured you were gonna pick the Nuggets. That's why I knew you were gonna pick the Nuggets. So I was gonna pick the Wolves no matter what. And then I looked at it, Spurs, just as a quick look. I had no strategy going into this until you came on the call, and I just started looking at this. So no, I didn't really bait you. It's probably a good bet. You're hedging your bet. You're winning. You're probably gonna get one team to the conference finals, which is kind of what you want in this. But,
yeah.
God, I'm not picking. You're not making me pick the Thunder. I'm not going to. Well then in that case, I'm gonna take the Pistons because I feel like the Magic are just bad. So like worst case scenario, I get a team into hopefully the conference finals and then hopefully into the finals. So Pistons are.
That's a pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed. When I went to a game and watched Jenkins when Cade was out, and now Cade's back.
Yeah, I'm curious how he's gonna be.
Yeah, a collapsed lung. That sounds like the worst injury possible.
yeah, for real.
But they just
absolutely.
They're kind of like Boston in a way where they have just like a fun team that just like plays really hard and like they're super physical and they just have like some fun personalities and yeah, it'll be interesting. They might get in a fight, who knows? And the Magic are just like
it just feels like a throwback vibes whenever the Pistons are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
And plus the Magic, might like have the worst vibes. If we did a vibe rank of these playoff teams, they'd have the worst
I'm surprised that. I mean, I'm not surprised the Hornets light an egg. That's not really that surprising at all. But the Magic, they do not look that interesting.
Like they were supposed to be way better than this. But anyways, you have your last pick here.
Yeah. This is a very tough one. I'm deciding between two teams. But I think I'm gonna go with. I was thinking about going with my dude Nikhil on the Hawks, but I can't cheer against Big Cat. I can't cheer against Big Cat.
Yeah, I gotta stay with that one.
But I don't really trust the Knicks. But I can't cheer against Big Cat. So I'm gonna go with. I'll go with KD on the Rockets.
Dang it! You stole my pick.
I want to see LeBron. But I just don't. I mean, that team is real top heavy. And LeBron is. I hope LeBron turns back the clock, but I want to see KD gets it. I mean, people have been hating on KD so much the past few years, and he just kind of jump around from team to team. But he's been playing good basketball. That's what we like seeing from KD. I think he's so good.
Yeah.
So, I like Sengun too. So
yeah, he's kind of. I have like I'm kind of starting to not like the Rockets just because I feel like there's like a secret rivalry being formed between us and the Wolves. And Sengun just kind of like beefing with us, and KD has like that fun thing where he just talks crap to Ant all the time. But they are kind of a fun.
Ant and
fun
KD
team.
is that's like back from the Phoenix days.
Yeah,
that was like the birth of superstar Ant.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe
that's when he became a superstar.
I can't believe you did this to me. I can't believe you put me in a pickle where I have to either pick. My goal coming into this was picking 2 teams from the West, 2 teams from the East. So I have balanced approach there. I guess I didn't do that in the NHL draft that I just did. So with that being said, I'm gonna go between. Gosh, who do I pick between the Knicks and the Hawks? Because I'm not picking the Thunder. None of the Thunder are off limits in this draft. People are gonna be like, "What is this draft?"
That's a real hater draft.
It doesn't matter though because it's all about the teams that we picked. It's not like we're picking. Yeah.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
It's sort of a gentleman's agreement.
Also, I want to be able to cheer for the teams that I'm like picking. Like I want to have a moral. there's a lot of morality that goes with
Same. I mean, I did pick Denver, but if they do beat the Wolves, then I'll cheer for them in a second. I do like Denver. So,
Give me Nah on the Hawks, baby. Let's go.
Nice.
Ow!
I like it. I like this Hawks team. They play with gusto.
Dude, they're playing with gusto. Nah is so fun. They are.
Yeah, he is. I'm happy for him. It's so annoying when I don't even know why I go on these pages.
Yeah.
Facebook pages. They're like, oh, we should have traded Nas and kept Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Well, like, I don't know who could say, like, I think he'd be like having a good season on the Wolves, but I mean, he wouldn't have the same opportunities he has on the Hawks. Like, so it would be completely,
Yeah, if you traded Nas, you would have looked like
6 to 1.
If you traded Nas to the Hawks, you would have been like an absolute superstar, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, why did we trade Nas?"
Oh, absolutely. He was starting on the Hawks. Yeah. If he just had a green light to start, like he'd be, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Nikhil, No, I like that.
It's worked out for us.
I don't trust that. I never trust the Knicks. Not at all. I don't know. Cat's been playing good.
Yeah, this is not a hate. This is not a hate pick for Cat. Yeah.
I like Cat at all.
I'm not a huge Brunson guy.
I like. Yeah, I mean he's pretty clutch, but again, like there's no defense on that team. Yeah. So.
Okay, so to recap here, Noah, you picked the Cavs, the Spurs, the Nuggets, and the Rockets. You're loading up in the West. I'm loading up in the East. I'm going Celtics, Wolves, Pistons, Hawks, just because. Now we have a good chance of us meeting in the championship for something, which is good.
You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, and I got my team, the Wolves, and I'm happy about that. So then I don't have to cheer against them, and it's gonna be hilarious if they do lose. Then you have to cheer against yourself.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah.
Maybe the Spurs will lose.
But no, okay, then you have one less team.
Maybe Wemby's not built for the postseason.
But then you lose those wins that you need those points.
Yeah, I know. Don't get me.
I'm just like poking holes in all the logic that you're trying to do. But
if they go 7, then that'll be at least 3 wins from each. So.
It's a great point. That'll be probably enough because yeah. So.
Yeah.
That'll be fun to track. I love doing these draft things. It just makes it even more exciting. But let's go to we're gonna do a little brief state of the state, just kind of checking in on the vibes around the state. This is the most fun time of the year for just sports in general and the Minnesota sports. Yeah. First, I want to talk about the Wolves. Just a quick debrief from 2 diehard historians of Timberwolves culture. I like to dub us that. We are what's it called? Connoisseurs of anything that's like a niche thing that has to do with Wolves. And KG returning is just it's like I feel like it's like this is why I also picked the Wolves. This is a secret vibes pick because I feel like this is like Thanos getting the last stone, Thanos is the bad guy. So we've always wanted to be the bad guys, Noah, right? That's what you've been saying. We want to be the bad guys.
We could be the bad guy.
So
that's
KG's back. It's kind of like Thanos getting his it didn't work out for Thanos at the end of the day, but we're gonna ignore that. It's now we want to win a championship, so it's getting that thing back with KG, and now we're going on a tear. We brought in the juice. Now we know how to just kind of be the bad guys. We want to be the bad guys. I'm pretty excited for I'm excited for game 1, but can't wait for the vibes back at the Target Center. I think it'll be absolutely rocking. It's this whole last month. We've been after we were pretty sure that we weren't going to be in the play-in tournaments, and we had all these injuries and playing tanking teams, and sitting starters versus good teams. So it just feels like it's been so long since I've seen the full Wolves lineup in like a competitive game where they're giving it all to win, which they obviously will against Denver of all teams. I was talking about with my brother. I think as much as I think we have a championship ceiling, and Ant has pretty high ceiling himself. Jokic is one of the greatest players of all time, and the Wolves have a pretty integral part of his legacy. He beat us in a
pretty tough series. I think it was a sweep or a
Yeah, they
gentleman's
said it was the
sweep.
toughest one.
And in that on their road, yeah, absolutely, and on their road to their first chip, and then we beat them in that. I was thinking earlier today, like, is there anything we could learn from that series? We beat them. I don't think so. Those
No.
games were all crazy, and those were two completely different teams. So, nothing we could learn from that, but a crazy series nonetheless. So, I think the Vibes will be rocking back at the Target Center. Absolutely.
I hope KG's in every game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope he goes on the road with us.
Have they released jerseys yet?
Yeah, we're doing all the trees.
Oh no!
So not in the road games though. In the home games, we're trees.
Trees for all 3 home games.
All 3 home games, yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's what I would want. No way. They're actually giving.
And we're doing a blackout.
Absolutely, those are the best jerseys. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Sick.
And the fans have black. We're getting black shirts. Oh, dude, it's gonna be so sick. The fans been wanting the blackouts forever. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much fun. Kind of jealous I don't get to go for this first round, but that's okay. That is what it is. I'd rather sacrifice, go to a later one. You know what I mean? KG's return. Yes. Did you get to watch it at all, or did you see like the highlights of it?
I watched like a little bit at the beginning. Sure. I saw him dapping up Ants. I didn't pay that attention to the game. But,
no, I didn't.
I saw him at the stage.
I was on Twitter the whole time, just soaking up KG stuff.
Yeah.
The game was kind of like just like in the background. Joe had a fun. Anyways,
it was second to KG.
They should have had a KG cam on him the whole time. It was so fun.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the walkout with like a boxing walkout? Did you see that clip?
Yeah, I did see that. It's pretty cool. It was fitting, That's our goat, absolutely. So
I thought that was great. I wish I would have put it.
And it's so long since he's been here. The return.
Yeah.
New era. Finally, this is like the stamp. It's been a new era for the last few years, but KG back is.
Yeah. I loved it. I liked that people were kind of clowning it a little bit, like walking out with Mark and Alex, and I was like, no, it's kind of fun. I don't know. They're the reason he's back. I would do the same thing.
We expect him to be with.
Yeah,
he's the big boss.
It was awesome. It was perfect. They did it perfectly. And dapping him up and just getting after it. Like, that was so much fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
Wolves, obviously, this is going to come out Saturday morning. So Wolves are playing at 2:30 today, which is on Prime. People have been upset about this, like they haven't watched the NBA all year and not had Wolves stuff on. I don't get again. People just have every reason to complain about everything. Anyways, they're on 2:30 at Prime, and then game 2 will be Monday at 8:30 on NBC or Peacock, whatever you have there. And then game 3 Thursday 7:30, game 4 Saturday at 6:30, and then the rest of them they're going to be after at some point. Could be a Wolves sweep. So I'm obviously going to be tuning in to all those. Let's move on here to a little Puckhead talk. We did a Wild breakdown here, so we're not going to cover Wild unless you have any Wild takes for us, Noah. Anything out the cuff? We played the Stars in the first.
No Wild takes. I hope they win.
Yeah.
Bunch of games.
We played the Dallas Stars, and if you know anything about the lore,
the history.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is personal.
This is
This isn't just about the cup. This is about our namesake, our likeness.
Do you know they had the audacity? People were like, "This is kind of cool." I'm a Wild fan. This is kind of cool. They put out like a hype video, the Dallas Stars, and they were like kind of like showing like we took them from the north or whatever, and like kind of like. They dropped some stuff like that in the hype video, and I was like, "That's you know what? This is BS.
Wow,
this is BS.
They're trying to.
It's personal. It's personal.
Very disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. Yeah. You know what? It's disrespectful. I hate it. You should get your own name. You can't be called a Dallas.
Yeah,
get your own name. It's so stupid. Anyways, they play. Their first game is also today at 4:30. Just a wild day of sports. For Minnesota, it's like
absolutely.
I hope it's fun. A little bit of Frost. Like, how locked in are you on Minnesota Frost sports or Minnesota Frost?
Not
hockey?
super locked in on Minnesota Frost sports.
Minnesota Frost hockey.
I hear about you talking about
back to back, dude. This is the Freezepeat, man. This is the Freezepeat.
I do know it's the Freezepeat. Yes, I am familiar with that.
You got to get locked in. There's 3 games left. Freezepeat. It would be the first time that any Minnesota sports team has won 3 in a row. Don't quote me on that.
There's 3 games left in what, this season?
Done this regular season. And they start the playoffs in like a couple weeks, but yeah. No, it's gonna be exciting. We do have, this is probably, I think the whole rest of the league is getting really good. Just really quick here. So we're the 3rd seed right now. We're locked in for the 3rd. I don't think we're going to go up or down any bit. I think there's still room to do that, but I just don't see it. So we'll be the 3 seed. This is the lowest seed that we've been, I believe. And it's going to be kind of a gauntlet. And so it'll be, if we somehow can pull it off, the Freezepeat, turn it on with the playoffs, that's just the Minnesota way right now. Just flipping that switch. But yeah, you got to get locked in. It's in a couple weeks. Playoffs. Freezepeat. History. Just kidding. Minnesota Loons.
Well, NBA playoffs are on now, man. I only have so many hours.
Dude, I know. This is why I've dedicated my life just to Minnesota sports. I'm like, I'm diving in just to Minnesota sports. I'm not consuming anything else.
That's why I have this podcast.
Exactly. It's perfect.
Me informed on Minnesota sports. I don't have time to watch.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Because I'm watching.
How locked in are you on Minnesota United Loons?
The Loons, the soccer team.
Yeah.
I mean, not super locked in, but I'm more locked in than I'm on the Frost. Sure. I catch them on TV. Yeah, watch them a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little.
Let me know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll give you a little synopsis of how those seasons gone so far. So we've won 3 in a row because we signed 2 assistant coaches. We didn't have any assistant coaches before the season started. And so we started a couple games and we didn't have we started like 1 and 2 basically. And then
that probably helps.
1 and 2, 1 and 3, and then we signed a couple coaches and all of a sudden we've won 3 in a row. Can you imagine if we just did that in the middle of like the regular season of other sports? I just didn't know why that happened, but 1 3 in a row.
Yeah, what kind of show are they running over there? Starting the season with only 1 coach? Whatever.
We have this guy named James Rodriguez who is kind of like almost to the same level as Messi, but he'd be like a tier below. So this would be like a James Harden kind of player where it's like, man, all time great, just a superstar in Colombia, and it's just like world and known in the soccer world, and he decided to sign with the Loons randomly just to kind of prep himself for the World Cup. And he hasn't really like played a lot for us, which is kind of surprising. So but he had some like health concerns after the World Cup. Again, I don't know all the details to it, so I'm not going to try to speculate about it, but it sounds like he's kind of gearing up and getting healthy and kind of easing back into it. So it'll be interesting to see if while the season goes on, if he's going to start playing a little bit more before that World Cup, maybe even start a couple of matches and be able to, because
that'd be cool.
He's played a little bit for us so far because he's kind of just like kind of easing into it because he's been kind of off for a while, and he's pretty old, so in the soccer world. And so he looked electric. He looked like he was in like a league of its own when he came out and started playing, which is kind of fun. So it'd be fun to see him kind of play quite a bit there. But next game for the Loons is on Saturday versus the Portland Timbers. It's going down. I'm yelling Timber.
Go Loons.
Go Loons. Now, we need to talk about some Twins baseball, some bare necessities here. Twins 11 and 9. We're up there. We're up there right now. Surprising start to the season. Now,
yeah, really.
You're a vibes guy. You're a vibes guy like me. What can you contribute to how this team has started this year from a vibes perspective? Why is it starting out so well?
I think they're playing loose. They're low X as we were talking about before we started recording. We had some of the lower expectations out of any fan base. The vibes were pretty bad. Seemed like coming about the Twins, and for understandable reasons. But maybe the players are just not baseball is very mental, and the players aren't obviously not checked out. It's a hard league to win in, and hey, hot start, which is again, I don't think expectations are sky high. We've had hot starts that didn't end up in successful seasons before, but I mean, they're competitive and they're fun to watch, which is, as a fan, I mean, what more can you ask for?
Yeah.
I guess.
I
A great team, I guess, but
yeah.
we're not a great team, but we're winning games, so hey.
Hey, well, I think we're great if we're winning games, right? I think we're great.
Sure,
I always equate
They've
things.
been playing great. They've been playing great baseball.
They've been playing great. And that's all that should matter.
If they finish the season like this, then I'll say that.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't have the stars and we like the other teams have, or that we maybe should have, but
yeah,
I think
they're scrapping though.
Exactly, we're scrappy, and that's all you want. You want your team to play hard. You want your team to have like fun, good vibes where the players get along. They talked a little bit on broadcast. I feel like been so locked into Twins baseball. I've been watching it. It's been fun to watch this year. The challenge system, love that. It's so fun. Like the challenge, like all into the challenges. I'm like, oh, please challenge that. And they all look at the camera, and it's like it's a strike.
Too many challenges. I don't know how I feel about the batters calling challenges. Seems like a little much to me.
It's kind of fun though. It's kind of fun.
I don't know. It's different, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. But I was initially turned off in challenges in baseball because it removed one of my favorite things growing up watching baseball. But did I talk about this in the first episode?
Maybe.
The umpires arguing with the coaches, Ron Gardenhire, red in the face and throwing his hat and just like, it was the whole crowd. It's like in hockey when the players fight, the whole crowd just loves it. When the manager gets tossed, oh man, everyone goes wild. It's a lot of fun. I think that's half the reason they do it. They're like, give these fans something to cheer for.
Get the team fired up.
But now they just stick their head and they go, okay, do it.
Now they just throw you out if you even just say anything because it's like, you challenged it. Why are you arguing?
Like, you hurt my feelings. Get out of here. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at a certain line, like, I guess, like, some of these athletes be saying some crazy things, so it's okay to flag them. But at the same time, like, they should think more about what the fans want to see. The fans absolutely want to see the players get angry at each other and like pretend like they're going to hit each other. And like again, we can't do what they do in hockey where they drop the gloves and punch each other until someone falls. But these guys don't want to really fight each other. Let them pretend,
Yeah.
The fans want to see that. The fans want to see that.
It does take away.
Think about the fans. They're the ones that.
100%, yeah.
They're the ones that facilitate this whole thing.
It does that. It definitely takes away from like the human part of it where you start arguing and stuff. It takes away from that like emotional part where it's just slowly being AI'd. We're slowly being AI'd to death by robots.
Yeah,
and this is part of it. It's taking over our sports. But also on the flip side, like I as a fan like watching of a team,
you want the right call.
You want the right call.
That's
and they do it in an efficient way. It was just nice. And you only get a certain amount of them. So, it's part of, like, if they had unlimited, it would be kind of like, okay, this is stupid. But, like, the fact that you kind of have to be strategic.
Yeah, you only get so many. Yeah, it would, they can't. I do, the pitch count I was initially wary to, but it does make the game, like, go by a lot faster. So.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I love it. I love everything about it.
I agree. The pitch count is a positive addition, so, I'm okay with it, at the end of the day, so. But anyways, the Twins, Twins are fun to watch. Which is, people thought we were going to be like a team that won 20 games, which we're not going to be. So.
Yeah, we're 10-6. We're 11-9 on the year. 10-6 this month so far. Recently we've had series loss to the Royals at the beginning of the month, and then we've gone on kind of a tear here. We had a Tigers sweep, a Jays series win, and then we beat the Red Sox 2 out of 3 games. And so we're officially we're there's no place like here, hashtag. And that's what's been fun about this season so far is just like we're playing above our expectations to start the year. Could that come down to earth? Of course it could. But also I've said this and I said this in the MLB preview. Go check that video about it as well, where I picked the Twins to win the division. Everyone, we went on. I went on. There was like a 20-minute debate about it, and it all came down to the vibes. I love what the vibes are coming out of this locker room. It's not like fake vibes where it's like, yeah, we all hang out. It's like these guys legit love each other and love playing with each other. You saw like Buxton's 10-year celebration. They had like a nice party for him for his 10 years of service. It's a big deal in the MLB, and
I didn't realize he's been on the team for that long.
He was super emotional. I'll show the video in the next episode that I do, but super emotional. And they talk about like the camaraderie that they have. They hang out all the time. They have a group chat. Tristan Gray came from the Rays, I believe, and after the first week, he's like, "Is it always like this?" Like, and then the players are kind of like, I don't know. This summer we just like all got really close, and now we're kind of in it, and now everybody's coming in, and the vibes are really high, and I like Shelton. Like he's gotten a lot of flack. Like he kind of fizzled out in Pittsburgh when I don't know, but his attitude and approach to things is awesome. He kind of is the opposite of Baldelli, which Baldelli was like a very like analytical person and like analytics guy, where he would like pull his pitchers super early no matter what, and Shelton's kind of like a vibes guy, and that's why I like him so much, because he just goes with the flow of the game and kind of just rolls with the punches and lets pitchers stay in if they're hot, and goes with the hot hand, moves things around. He literally shifted the lineup, and we've gone on this like little run here in April, just switching Bucks into the leadoff spot and just moving it around a little bit, shaking it up a little bit. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. Like that's all you want from your team. It's like, yeah, maybe the expectations of the offseason were a lot higher, obviously. And again, this is a new ownership group. I've said this a million times. People keep trying to tie them together. Like, it's a new person in charge, and he is so far doing a pretty good job with what he has. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
They're fun to watch, so
yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. Any other things with the Twins right now?
No.
Okay. We have a series that we just started with the Reds, and then a couple. I didn't write them down, but right now, series with the Reds. We just lost tonight, but we still win. We still win this series. I'm keeping track of series wins this year. That's my goal. Offseason vibes. A little bit of Lynx. Were you familiar with Olivia Miles, the Lynx? Basically, the Ricky
not
Rubio.
Super familiar with. I checked. I looked her up a little bit after we drafted her. I hadn't watched her much in college.
She's basically like Ricky Rubio. I'm just gonna, as I'm talking over it, I'm just gonna play a little bit of it in the background here. Basically, like Olivia Miles is like, I like to equivalent to like she's like a Ricky Rubio. But she's pretty efficient from like 3-point line, so like it'd be like if Ricky Rubio could come in and like shoot a bunch of threes right away, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like a funny comparison. Like her passing is ridiculous. Here's another hot take for you WNBA fans and people. This is gonna trigger a lot of people here. Trigger warning for people who get triggered by this kind of stuff. She's like what people think Caitlin Clark is. Like, I've gotten in a lot of debates. I've gotten in a lot of debates about this with a lot of people I know, people I don't know, about Caitlin Clark. And the fact that, like, I don't think they actually really truly watch the WNBA, and they just see, like, Caitlin Clark highlights and they go, wow, this is pretty cool. There's a lot of players that play like Caitlin Clark does. And Caitlin Clark's really good. I'm not just a dig at her. I'm just saying, people say that she's like changed the game and is doing all these things that no other girl can do. And then you're watching like this Olivia Miles film and you're like, Olivia Miles is doing things that like I've never even seen Caitlin Clark do. And so like, what could it be here? It's just like it's just a more like smooth version of that, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. Whatever. Call me a hater. I just like don't think.
Oh, we'll have to see.
We'll see. But like, I think this is what if we're watching Olivia Miles, this is what people who are stands for Caitlin Clark think that Caitlin Clark looks like. that should make you excited, Lynx fans. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely.
So sorry for the Caitlin Clark fans. I'm not saying that she's bad. I'm just saying, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Her team was better without her this year.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it.
What does that tell you?
I'm just gonna say it. What's that gonna tell you? What's it gonna tell you? But, yeah, that's Lynx. We have free agency begun. We've kind of had an underwhelming free agency, but there's always a plan with Cheryl. And Cheryl we trust. I'm not too worried about it. But Fee signed. She signed a 1-year deal because they're gonna re-up the salary table next year, so she can get another supermax.
Yeah.
And so she just signed the maximum you can do, which is great. People are freaking out about it. Guys, don't freak out. Don't speculate. That's the whole. Yeah. That's the point of the show. If you learned anything from the show, it's don't speculate anything. It's just about taking the information you have, trusting what they have to say, and then moving on with it. And if they go against what they said, then it's well, then now you know your answer. So there's no reason to worry about it. Just have fun, enjoy Fee. Don't get scared about her leaving. She seems like she's dialed in, and she wants to stay.
Yeah, so. It's a pretty good team. I mean, a lot of incentive to stay, right now. Mm-hmm. So it'd be one thing if she was, our only good player and we were bottom of the league, but
yeah,
it's not the case. So
yeah, so. Draft stuff's over, or WNBA draft obviously just happened. Free agency's done and gone, and we're in the training camp zone. We are our opening night here for the WNBA is May 8th, and so got a couple weeks here to get acquainted.
Yeah, not a lot of space between the draft and the. Yeah, I was just thinking. I knew that it was right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go from they go from their NCAA tournament to the draft to the season in a month.
Yeah. Quick here, we have Minnesota Vikings talk here. What are your thoughts on Kyler Murray?
It's just funny. Years ago, when Kyler Murray was still decent on the Cardinals, he's still decent now, but when there was no talk of him leaving, me and my brother both looked at Kyler Murray. That guy looks like he'll be a Viking one day. I don't know. I guess maybe it was subconscious from him, hey, I think it was photos of him as a Vikings fan as a kid or something. I don't know. He was definitely the best quarterback available on the free agent market by a pretty considerable margin. It wasn't a great quarterback free agency market. I really was worried that they were going to sign Kirk Cousins. I love Kirk Cousins, but that would have been not the vibes I'm looking for going into the season. I mean, he's capable of a few good games a year, but he's pretty washed, I think. So Kyler Murray, I think hey, I have to imagine that Justin Jefferson's pretty excited, and I think KOC can get a lot out of a quarterback like that, as mobile as he is. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't watch a ton of the Cardinals, and I know that the last few seasons haven't been terrific for him, but hey, if he's healthy, he didn't play a ton last year, so it should be pretty fresh.
Well, I feel like he's a big. I'm just drilling this word into the ground today, but
big question mark.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a big vibes guy though. I feel like when the vibes are, which can be good or bad. So when I feel like he's gonna kind of not, maybe spoiled is a bad word to say. He's been very lucky with his sporting career so far. Not spoiled, he's not. I'm not saying he's spoiled. I'm just saying his whole life he was on a winning teams his whole life. He doesn't know what losing feels like. He got drafted in the MLB. He just has no he's been just a star.
Yeah,
he's
all aspects. The greatest high school Texas quarterback ever.
Exactly,
which is a pretty big deal in Texas.
Huge deal.
So
and then you go.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. This is the most adversity he's faced as an athlete, for sure.
And you go to the Cardinals, and you have the fun couple years.
Number 1 overall pick. Huge expectations. And it's not a very. I would say it's not a well-run franchise compared to the Vikings. It's not very well run. There's been a lot of stories of when they have those franchise reports that come out and they're grading the different things that those how are their bathrooms, how are their lock. You know what I'm talking about? The food, they rank those things and grade them. And the Cardinals are always down in the bottom. So They seem like a I feel like I was in high school the last time they were a relevant team.
Yeah, shout out to Larry Fitzgerald though, legend.
Yeah,
But like it just feels like sometimes you just need like a reset, and he seems like a vibes guy where if things are going well, then he's gonna play like just up in another level, and when things are
I
not,
have to imagine the vibes got to be a lot
oh
better
my
in
gosh,
Minnesota than Arizona. Even
yeah,
last year, like when we were like, like this, it's clear we weren't making the playoffs, and the vibes were, relatively pretty low.
yeah,
And Arizona was like, I have to imagine it just seemed worse somehow.
yeah.
Even when they, looked decent, but which wasn't very often. But I that's like, hey, they it's something to be excited about for sure. And if Kyler plays poorly, then let's say we tried. We like what more would you have expected the Vikings to do this offseason? It has to be. You can't. If it doesn't work out, then you can't be too mad at the front office. I don't think
No,
because they went out and got the best quarterback that we realistically could have gotten.
yeah,
So.
and clearly with all the stuff that's come out with like Kwesi being gone and like how there was just a back and forth of not on the same page, we got very lucky with getting Kyler in this situation, like because it would have been if they didn't figure out that situation, we would be running it back with JJ maybe potentially and trying to run it
Back with or Gino
or like something
Gino.
like that, and they
who else was there?
yeah.
I don't remember.
Ownership, great job by the Vikings to just Vikings owners, Wolves, just making a quick and probably super uncomfortable decision to just part ways before in a kind of a tough spot where it's like weird time to do that because you can't really go.
It was kind of inevitable. It was. Yeah.
And it's rare when a GM gets fired and not a coach because usually kind of like package deal. So that means you knew
usually
things are not good behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So it's good. I feel like it's a nice reset, and now like we can kind of just move on from the last year and be like, and also just kind of made everything make sense. The whole year I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. Just nothing feels right, and there you go. There's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that you don't always know. That's why you can't speculate. You just have to take what you have and go, man, that's interesting, and then go from there.
Yeah.
But any other things for the Vikings that you could think of off the top of your head?
No, I haven't heard a lot of news as of late. I don't hey, I'm excited for the start of the season.
Drafts next week.
I'm looking forward to that. I was just thinking, we'll see how. Do we have who's our new GM? I haven't.
Oh, he's like an interim guy. I don't know his name, but he's like
he's in-house
guy, interim guy. People talk really highly of him.
Oh, we haven't hired a full-time.
We haven't hired a
full-time. Well, we'll see. That was kind of I think a lot of people boil it down. I think the Darnold winning the Super Bowl thing was kind of all right. Now we have to fire him, but like I think the drafting is what fans seemed like was we just had. It'd been a while since we had draft picks that ended up playing a lot of games for us. So we'll see how we do without Kwesi now in the draft. Maybe we'll see. What pick do we have?
So we're in the teens.
It's not even that high,
so
really.
In the teens.
Yeah. For the season we had, it's pretty high. But...
Yeah, surprisingly, we ended the year in a good spot, but
yeah, no kidding. We went way too high to get a decent draft, but who knows?
Yeah,
so NFL, after the first few picks, it's
it's all about like fitting fitting.
Yeah, well, it's whatever. There's such diverse needs in teams. So.
Yeah. If you want, go check out our video, our really early plug in so many videos today. Austin Eider and I did
I did watch
super
that
early
I did watch that one. He
draft.
I did watch that video.
And gosh, he's nailed a bunch of them. Like I didn't even hear any.
Those were good. I liked some of his picks.
What if we get all those guys? That'd be hilarious. So yeah, go check it out. Go check it out before the draft.
Yeah, I hope we get at least a couple of them. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly who they all were at the moment, but
yeah. I'm super excited for Bryce Lance to get drafted, and find out where he's gonna go. It'll be a fun event. Shout out to Bryce. Good luck to you this next week.
Him.
But yeah, no, it's about that time again. Fun part of the year, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Before you know it, it'll be training camps.
Oh my gosh, there's even more chaos. Vibe of the week. Would you like to start, Noah? You can start.
Shoot, vibe of the weeks. Howl with the Wolves. It's got to be the vibe of the week. I guess my friend Greg was saying this Wolves Denver series is like got to be one of the best series or best rivalries in sports because it's like you and the guy were saying the last episode. It's a respect between the fan bases for the most part, but it's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be Denver will have their thing going on, but the Target Center, just the vibe has to be just
we got
terror.
We got to start howling.
We got to scare, howl with the Wolves. That's the vibe.
I watched Little Giants recently. We should bring like antacid tablets like they do in Little. Have you seen that movie, Little Giants?
Oh yeah.
And put them in our mouths and be like, on the how intimidating! You're shooting free throws. You're just looking at this guy.
You're like foaming at the mouth.
Foaming out coming out of your mouth. It would be so awesome if somebody did that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
They should hand them out to people as you come in.
As instead of those clappers, hand out.
We growl at Jokic.
Yeah. Yes.
That'd be great. I don't think Jokic would be scared of that though. I think Murray might get scared. Yeah.
The rest of the team. Jokic would probably remind him of playing in Serbia.
Yeah, he's like brother. I played in Serbia.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, I love that. So again, this is such a fun time of the year. I'm so excited. This whole week is like a big build up. My vibe of the week is just Bones throwing out the first pitch for the Twins, and he.
Oh, nice! I think I heard about that.
He did the Skelly Selly, and it's funny. The game before, Brooks Lee did the Skelly Selly for he hit a double, and that's kind of like their thing they've been doing, like first down celebrations, like like when they hit doubles and whatever, they do some sort of celebration. Yeah. I saw a Reds player do the 6-7 today. That was funny. But he does
bring that back.
He does the Skelly Selly, and I love cross sport collaborations in general. Minnesota,
yeah,
I feel like that happens quite a bit. You see Jefferson's Jefferson's at like every Wolves game. It's just fun to see like that kind of stuff happening. You saw like the Ant and like Jefferson doing that photo shoot last year. It just makes it fun. It makes it feel like it's like part of the like we're all just a big family supporting each other. So shout out to Bones. He's just such a fun guy, and he's got a crazy backstory, and
it's
good for him.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
pretty cool guy.
Cool
fun nickname too.
Yeah, dude, awesome stuff. But like. So yeah, this is again. I had 3 videos out this week. Please check out if you're a basketball fan, basketball junkie, or you want to just learn what's really going on here in the Nuggets and Wolves series from a guy who kind of knows a little bit about basketball to like a medium degree. And I tried my best to type up something and create something that was like an explanation of these two teams for just like the person who wants to dive into it. Go check it out. I have a written scouting
rivalry
report.
Of the century.
Yeah, exactly. I have a written scouting report. I have a video out for that. Also, check out the NHL preview as well. It's gonna be an action-packed weekend. But if you need to listen to something as you're getting excited, listen to this episode. You just did. If you got to this point, go check out the other episodes and get yourself hyped up for this sports weekend because it's gonna be a fun one. But yeah, thanks Noah for coming on, and no better person to talk about vibes with in the league than with you, Noah. And I hope
appreciate it, Derek.
I hope the Cavs, Spurs, Nuggets, and Rockets just all lose in the first round.
Yeah, we'll have to meet up again when it's done to recap.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, we'll recap. We'll do a finals like recap. And then NBA season recap, and then, put it to bed. I love to do those little season things. But thanks again for coming on. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
Go Wolves.
Yeah, go Wolves. Go wild. Go crazy. Here we go. Peace.